Hey everyone, Ariel Adams here with aBlogtoWatch. Today I'm going to review the VicenTerra AstroLuna T1 Aventurine. This is one of many slightly similar watches from VicenTerra. VicenTerra is a boutique Swiss watchmaker, and their entire special way of approaching watchmaking is to take a base Swiss movement and create a module, but not just a module that goes on top of it, but a module that goes around it, or a peripheral module, if you will. And there's been a couple of watches on aBlogtoWatch that we reviewed from VicenTerra where you can see this. This particular system takes a base Vaucher movement and then creates two complications with this sort of peripheral module, as I'm calling it. One of them is a moon phase indicator, and the other is a twist on the GMT indicator. And both of them use spinning orbs. So one is, of course, the moon, and the other is an Earth. And it's quite interesting to see how it looks. There's also small correctors in the side of the case as part of that module to help adjust it. So it uses the running train from the main movement, and rather than stacking a module on top, it does it on the side. There's also loom on the orbs, which I think is really, really nice. So they do a really good job in terms of the decoration design, as well as having this mechanical or proprietary system. And I think that's what's nice about VicenTerra, that it's a good-looking watch. It's also distinctive looking, but then you also have the horological side of it, of the novel mechanics, the decoration, the design, and definitely there's something there for people who are interested in movements and horology, if you will. This version of the watch, of the AstroLuna, has an interesting distinctive case design. It's made out of titanium. This one's 43.5 millimeters wide. There's also a more classic case that VicenTerra makes. It's a little bit smaller. It houses the same movement and module, but I like this version with the more curves and designer element to it. Even though it's a little bit bigger, I think it still wears quite comfortably. On the back of the watch, you can actually not only see the movement, but some messages and the rear of the orbs there. So they're not really trying to hide how the system was created, and I think they've done a very good job of combining the base Vaucher movement, which operates at 4 Hertz and has about 3 days of power reserve, with the module that they've created here. Aventurine is a beautiful material that is used for the subdial for the time. Aventurine is just one of a few materials you could have on the AstroLuna, but I just think it looks really, really nice. And despite the Aventurine, and despite the fact that the time dial is smaller than the main face for the watch, I think it's also still very, very legible. So I think there's a lot of good refinements that have been done here. There's a lot of good quality here, a lot of good, interesting, distinctive things. And VicenTerra is offering something special and different. At the end of the day, that's what an independent brand needs to do to compete in today's crazy world. This watch mentions it's a limited edition. I'm not sure of how many pieces, but between this and other VicenTerra watches, if you can't find this one, there's some similar ones out there that are going to be available. The watch is about 13.5 millimeters thick, and I think they do a good job at sort of hiding some of the height. You can see here that there's a box-style sapphire crystal. There's also a lot of tapering and curves. So even though another shape would probably make this 13.5 millimeters feel thicker, this watch, given the design of the case, I think hides the almost 44 millimeter wide width and the almost 14 millimeter thickness quite well. Again, a lot of refinement, and you need to have that space to include such a complicated system here. Price for this version of the watch, this VicenTerra AstroLuna T1 Aventurine, is 20,175 Swiss francs, and you can see the full review on aBlogtoWatch. Thanks.